Mainly, we're talking about 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I've actually bumped up the flooding risk a little bit, given the fact that we're looking at 1 to 3 inches of rain. Out here at Pete Taylor Park for a doubleheader. USM taking on Holy Cross. First game, USM took 4-1. They had all three phases of the game working well. I mean, they're real close, almost right on top of each other through Thursday. So here we are on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Through the next 48 hours, we're all in pretty decent agreement between all the models, feeling pretty good about where it's going to go. You may actually see some of these as we head through the rest of this evening, depending on how things shake out before the sun goes down. And it's just on the back edges of some of these thunderstorms, there's just enough spin in the atmosphere. Hey, South Alabama's in town. It is student night here. They've got the Greek community back in behind me signing up for a contest. The most people that show up from each individual house win something. I'm sure it's good. They had the M Club out here too. Those are the student athletes earning their first letter. Over on the radar, Southern Pine Electric radar, I know you see the green on here and you think to yourself, well, hey, maybe we do have a little bit of rain out there, but actually that's just prescribed burns across the area.
Friday night.
Yeah, I was looking at the rundown for this show. I was going, we got stacks of paper
We're
here.
we're using a lot of paper in the office.
There's a lot of trees that paid their life to bring good football to folks at home.
It is the Pine Belt. So
we got plenty of trees. Good evening, folks. Again, I'm going to have to kind of break into things here because we do have a new tornado warning in effect for parts of Pearl River County there. So this is your warm inflow that's actually coming into the lowering, and there's your lowering right in there. It's actually right behind this pole. That is the area that we're concerned about as you look off to the northwest. And you can see back in behind me here the arrow pointing out where that is. It looks like Ryan is somewhere kind of in this ballpark, and there's your couplet. The direction this is moving is off to the north and east and headed toward downtown Hattiesburg. It's also headed toward the campus of USM. And you can see the area of deep in rotation here, just off to the north of New Augusta. Storm chasers, again, just like Patrick reported, suggesting that a large funnel cloud, but they could not confirm if there was a tornado on the ground, crossed over 98 just off to the east of New Augusta. On the leading edge of this, they're concerned about little areas of rotation, mainly on the north side of this, so mainly for you folks in Leeville and Petal, but we can't rule out a little further off to the south at Palmer's Crossing. Because with the atmosphere set up the way that it is, with as much torque and spin as we have out there, we could actually be set up for some rough weather later this evening. Because we're starting to get a better handle on the data, we're also able to make some changes to the forecast from about 24 hours ago. The timeline has shifted a little bit, now 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night. So this is what Futurecast is saying, and I do have some good news tonight at 10. I do. If you watched earlier today, you probably saw the line moving through a little bit later in the day, and I said, well, if it comes through earlier, it may be a little bit weaker. 12th, and this is why I wanted to highlight this. The last couple of days, it's been showing it kind of curving off to the north, curving off to the north, no longer curving off to the north. I mean, it just kind of falls apart into nothing. And we've been real lucky all winter and into early spring long, where a lot of these systems, as they glide our direction, just kind of go and kind of fall apart as they do so. And we're going to have to keep tabs on those, as I think those will actually offer the best chance for severe weather. While the line moves through, I think it's just regular thunderstorms with gusty wind.
Promised and guaranteed by our weather guy. We had sunshine
So says
today.
Lilja.
He actually said guaranteed that the other night on the air.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, Thursday, I
Well,
think,
you're a
was
little
the guarantee.
nervous about saying the word guaranteed.
No, not at all.
No?
Here in Hattiesburg, so if you'll indulge me for a moment, something I've always wanted to do, let's take a look outside our Alpha Insurance Camera Network out there at Forest General. We're taking a look back toward the intersection of Hardy Street and 49, and on the right-hand side of your screen, somewhere kind of in the middle, is you'll probably see myself, Mon, my cameraman, and Patrick as well. So that line of cloud cover is the tops of the clouds that were associated with the thunderstorm that produced the tornado that Carrie was talking about just a couple of seconds ago. Check this out. We'll run this thing back here in a second. This is just all the severe thunderstorm and severe weather reports, power outages. Here's the tornado. It's going to pop up right on your screen, boop, right there. Okay, there's the line of storms. We can just follow this. You can see all the damage reports back in behind it. We're still following. It's the same thing. And there's the tops of the clouds, blew right over the top of us. How cool is that? So if you're going to be out and about tomorrow morning, get ready to use the windshield wipers. Well, once or twice. It's going to be the annoying stuff where the windshield wiper makes like that crazy noise going across the windshield. because there's just not enough moisture, but you can't just drive around with it like that. But nevertheless, I think it paints a decent picture as to why I know a lot of you folks, when we have two different tropical systems out here in the Atlantic that we're dealing with, you'll say, oh, well, what if one runs into the other one? Then do we get like some super hurricane? No, it's kind of no different than this. They'll run into each other, they kind of probably tear each other apart. You know, you end up with one, we can call this one tropical storm, you end up with another one, and if they get too close, well, yeah. Check this out. Look how high up in the atmosphere this thing got. That's space. That's so cool. A Valentine's Day poem for everybody. The radar is not red, nor is it blue, but it will be green, because I've got a whole bunch of rain coming for you.